Hello, I have been thinking about this for a bit because I was writing a story. I think I might have mentioned it before. And it's an old story that I've had for decades and decades, like most of my stories. And, I'm writing it again. I had applied it a while ago to a new sort of geographic location, and I thought I would use the legend of Atlantis. Now, the legend of Atlantis is interesting because the source of this for modern people is Plato himself, estimable Plato, highly estimable. I don't like him, but you know what I mean, still. Pretty good source for a legend like that. Of course, if you don't know, it's not an underwater city. It's supposed to have been a continent-sized island, for lack of a better description, that sunk under the sea something like 10,000 BC, if I recall correctly. Okay. Now, he says it's outside the gates of Hercules, which is the Straits of Gibraltar. I might be getting some of the terms wrong. Check me. I'm doing this off of memory just because I thought it'd be interesting. Because I just got this screen capture software a while ago to do the video tool, and I realized, hey, I can finally get Google Earth accurately. All right. So an interesting thing happened. I was thinking, where around the world could I find a sunken island? That's what I need, a sunken island. So I'm looking around. Where could I make, Atlantis? Now, there's some islands in the Caribbean that Edgar Casey thought of. But I was just looking around using Google Earth, and I noticed this big patch here, right? That's pretty good. Well, here's the Strait of Gibraltar. That's the gates of Hercules. There it is out there, about 700 miles. Now let's look at that. Look at that. This area here is just hundreds of feet below the surface. Now over here is hundreds to thousands. It slopes down. But I mean, this looks like an island. Now I'm just talking about making a fictional story, so suspension of disbelief and all that. And I believe in hard science fiction, but you find something like this, it's okay. Now there's something else super cool about finding this spot and why I found it, and what's cool about having found it is that this is where these plates come together. This is the North American plate. Along here, down here is the African plate. This is the European plate right here. And these islands that are still above the surface are the Azores. Okay. Now another cool thing I found when I was looking at this. Okay, well, this is on the mid-Atlantic ridge, right, where it's all a mountain range, the middle of the Atlantic, an undersea mountain range. But okay, look at this. Here's some really interesting anomaly feature here. It's obviously not an artifact. I feel like Dutch sense here. Look. What the fuck is that? Okay, so this is from, my understanding is this is from deep sea scans that the government, the U.S. Government or whomever has done. That does not look like an artifact. It's, well, let's see the size of it. I believe it's about 100 feet long. Not a polygon. Where's the measurement tool? There we go. Yeah. Oh, centimeters. That's going to just let a good list. 2 miles. American. Oh, 80 miles roughly. And then this way is 100 miles. So that's the way that's 100 miles. Okay, so, right. And so here is this thing. These are undersea mounts. It was hard to find how far under, but these are just a couple 100 feet below the water here. And then there's the Azores. And this is... So in my fictional thing, I was having a tough time thinking of maybe this. This is definitely the island here. But what about this part? Is this a big bay? Are these above the... I don't know. I decided to make these kind of the most easily flooded of... plains, and that this would all be the island, this big section here, and then this is a broken up area. Anyway, kind of interesting. It definitely, and then down here, that thing. What the heck is that? That's real. Whatever that is, that's real. What the fuck? So okay, I love this stuff. It's called Fortean, right? Fortean. Charles Fort with an E. Alright, you gotta love this Google Earth stuff. There's all kinds of stuff you can look in there. Alright.